Kilarigbo Live TV.
Now, allegations of bullying, assault, and possible complicity in the death of Mohbad by Samlarry and Naira Marley. During investigation, series of allegations of bullying, threat to life, and possible complicity in the death of Mohbad by Naira Marley and Samlarry were raised from various quarters. This prompted the Special Investigation Team to widen the scope of their investigation to that aspect. Several videos touching on the allegations were analyzed and witnesses were interviewed. Many of the witnesses earlier listed, as the 26 witnesses, many of them alleged that the deceased was indeed bullied and assaulted several times by Naira Marley and Samlarry and their gangs. It was affirmed that sometime in 2019, the deceased was allegedly signed by Naira Marley into a record label known as Malian Music Limited. Due to disagreement in terms of the contract, the deceased pressed for the revocation of his contractual relationship with Malian Music, while also pushing to relieve his then manager, who was a brother to Naira Marley. It was alleged that these moves irked the suspects, who in consequence allegedly severally conspired, bullied, and assaulted the deceased. It was also asserted by some witnesses with corroborative video evidence that before his demise, Mohbad had raised alarm that his life was being threatened, that he was being bullied and assaulted by Naira Marley and Samlarry. Upon arrest, Abdulaziz Abdeshinoj Fashola, Naira Marley, and Samson Erinfolami Balogun, Samlarry, denied allegations of complicity in the death of Mohbad by pleading an alibi that they were both out of the country when the incident occurred, and they were not in any manner involved in the chain of events that occasions his eventual death between 10th to 12th September 2023. However, there are preponderance of evidence linking both Naira Marley and Samlarry to the allegations of threat to life, cyber-stalking, and sundry crimes committed against Mohbad in his lifetime, and they are being so held liable. Interim findings. From investigations so far conducted, it has been established as follows. 1. The chain of events that directly and specifically led to the death of Ilerioluwa Oladimeji Aloba, aka Mohbad, occurred between 10th to 13th September 2023, and the location of incident stretched over Ikorodu and Lekki, Lagos. Feisayo Ogedengbe, female, who as an auxiliary nurse administered multiple and highly potent injections, which triggered an immediate reaction that eventually occasioned the death of Mohbad, is the principal suspect in the homicide case. Feisayo Ogedengbe is not a qualified registered nurse, and her illegal and medical negligence are believed to have been directly responsible for the chain reactions and eventual death of Mohbad at 15:43 hours on 12 September 2023. The time within which auxiliary nurse Ogedengbe administered the injections on Mohbad, through his reactions, convulsion, and eventual death, is confirmed to be within less than an hour, covering from 1440 hours when the principal suspect administered the sets of injections and 1543 hours when Mohbad was confirmed dead at Kuramed Hospital. Aside her admittance to the consequences of her actions, the report of the medical panel that reviewed auxiliary nurse Feisayo's actions concluded that she went beyond her limitations as an auxiliary nurse by administering intravenously ceftriaxone on the deceased, and that this, from their review, was the most likely cause of the anaphylactic reaction, which could have been promptly resolved and his death possibly prevented if the disease was treated in the hospital. Ibrahim Oluwatosin Owodunni, prime boy, is also considered as complicit in the chain of events that led to the eventual death of Mohbad, as the injury that culminated in actions which led to his death was sustained in the course of physical combat between him and Mohbad. Ayobami Sodiq Splendin is also considered complicit in the homicide case for inviting Feisayo Gedengbe, whom he knew to be an unqualified and unregistered nurse, to administer the potent medications that eventually triggered reactions leading to Mohbad's death. While Abdulaziz Fashola, Naira Marley, and Samson Balogun Samlarry denied allegations of criminal liability in the death of Mohbad and pleaded an alibi to justify their not being complicit in the incidents that occurred from 10 to 12 September 2023. There are ample electronic and credible witnesses evidence linking them to cyberbullying, that is cyber stalking, threat to life, assault, occasioning harm, and conduct likely to cause breach of the peace against the deceased in his lifetime, following their roles in the incidents that occurred at the Chandelier Club and Elegushi Beach in June 2023, as well as the alleged assault on Mohbad in October 2022 around the residence of Naira Marley at Lekki. Samlarry admitted that he had multiple physical confrontations with Mohbad to get him to refund the 2 million naira, which he claimed he paid to the late singer for a show which he claimed he did not honor. There are documentary evidence, international travel records, confirming that both Abdulaziz Fashola, Naira Marley, and Samson Balogun Eletu Samlarry were not in Lagos, Nigeria, when the events that directly led to Mohbad's death occurred between 10th to 12th September 2023. While Naira Marley was out of the country from 21st August to 3rd October when he reported and was arrested, when he returned and was arrested, Samlarry was out of the country from 4th to 28th September when he also returned to the country and was arrested. On the demise of the deceased, his remains were buried at Ikorodu by his relatives on 13th September 2023, prior to the uproar that greeted his death and which informed the launch of the homicide investigation. On 21st September 2023, the corpse was exhumed, and on same date at about 16:00 hours, autopsy was performed on the remains of the deceased, and vital specimens were taken and sent to Lagos State DNA and Forensic Center for toxicology examination. The reports are still being awaited. Also being awaited is the official response from NDLEA on one of the viral videos containing allegations by the singer on his experience at the agency's Lagos office sometime in October 2022. Conclusion. Although the results of the autopsy and toxicology tests are being awaited, substantial grounds have been covered well enough by the Special Investigation Team to support the processing of the case file to the Director of Public Prosecution. Consequently, the case file is being duplicated and forwarded to the Director of Public Prosecution for vetting and legal advice, the outcome of which will inform further investigation, investigative actions, and prosecution. While reassuring that the command will sustain its firm determination to ensure justice in this case, I wish to assure that the members of the public will be availed of any further development in relation to the outcome of the autopsy and toxicology reports, DPP advice, feedback from NDLEA, and any other developments in the investigation into this case. I thank you for your coverage.
Thank you very much for coming. Ordinarily, this should be question and answer segments, but I think the report is comprehensive enough. It has covered every question you might want to ask. So we have come to the end of this. Thank you very much.
Ìkànnì amúlùdún àkọ́kọ́ tó ń gbé àṣà àti ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ Yorùbá lárugẹ.
Atagbantagba lóde tagbangba ló ti pápá tó ní kí ló ní tagbangba ó ṣe.
Àwọn gbàǹkọ́gbìn alárinrin ètò ọ̀dọ́ wa ló sodo sí.
Mo lè má lè sọ òyìnbó púpọ̀ but nínú Yorùbá tí mo ń sọ àwọn kan yọ Yorùbá ń bẹ̀.
Ṣé báwa náà kọ́ Ọlọ́run ọba ni kámú láti Kilarigbo Unlimited.
Kilarigbo Unlimited ládùn ètò tí kò láfiwé.
Aláràkúàrà.
Orí ètò Aláràkúàrà ní àwàyè lórí Kilarigbo TV.
Mo lo ata, tomatoes, àlùbọ́sà, ẹyin, mo lo carrot, mo dẹ̀ tún fi hot dog náà sí.
Mélòó la fẹ́ kà nínú eyín Adépèlé KPK kò gbọ̀kẹ̀. Kilarigbo ló ń jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Ká ṣe àkálẹ̀ àwọn ayẹyẹ lọ́nà tí ìgbàlódé léyìí tẹ́yìn ó sì gbádùn ẹ̀.
Ọba sọ́yọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ jábẹ́sì padà, ìwọ ni Olúwa wá fàyè mi ṣe yanu.
Kilarigbo Live TV gbọ́ ń pa ẹ̀. Fún ìpolówó ọjà tàbí àkálẹ̀ èyíkéyìí ayẹyẹ tẹ́ bá fẹ́ ṣe ìyún event coverage pẹ̀lú owó tí ò gani lára. Kilarigbo Live TV ẹ̀rọ amóhùnmáwòrán tíá.